Yo, help me understand something, man. It's one thing I never understood about liberals is their support for Iran. That just like always blows my mind that they would support Iran when Iran is very blatantly anti-Semitic. And I know how you guys feel about people that are anti-Semitic. When we just had that mass shooting, when the guy went and killed all of those people in the synagogue, you guys were going crazy, talking about, we need to end this racism and all that. I get that it's close to home, so it's gonna raise a little more emotion. But I think that, when you guys who are into things that are going on in the world, you will deny racism across the board. And these guys are very anti-Semitic. They had a president that denied the Holocaust. I mean, how fucking crazy is that? The man denied the Holocaust. And when you have Holocaust deniers in the United States, motherfuckers lose their mind. But it seems like with Iran, it's all right to be that way. And then the Ayatollah has called Israel and the United States Big Satan and Little Satan. But somehow you guys have in your heart that, it's cool. Iran is cool and you support them. Help me understand that, dog. Yo, liberals don't necessarily support Iran. We don't support Iran. What we support is Iran fighting against ISIS in Syria and Iraq. We support them doing that. And we are against any military action against Iran. But we don't necessarily support Iran. It's just certain things that certain actions that conservative want to take against Iran. We are against that. But that doesn't mean we are for Iran. We just against some of the policies and things that you guys want to implement against Iran. So I think you kind of got that twisted. Okay, the reason why conservatives are so harsh on Iran is because they pretty much deserve it. And I think this is where the disagreement is at. It's more of how you guys view Iran versus how conservatives view Iran. And we see them as a real threat, like a real huge threat. I don't think you guys see them as much of a threat as we do, okay? And, one of the bipartisan agreements that we do have is what's going on in Yemen. And Iran is bagging the Houthis in Yemen, okay? Maybe if they stopped doing that, it wouldn't be so bad out there. I mean, the Houthis are a pretty radical group to be funding, or giving weapons to and supporting. But they're doing that, and, it's like, let's just sweep that under the rug. You also got to remember that this is a nation that kidnapped Americans before. They held American hostages, all right? We love Reagan, okay? Conservatives love Reagan, and hey, he got him up out of there. But let's not even go there with who is the best president. I just had to slide that in there, but I'm saying that they held Americans hostage, and we just seem to forget about history. It was a big deal when that happened, but now not so much. We just look at that like that didn't happen for some reason. And, this is the same place that lied about not wanting nuclear weapons. They kept saying that they don't want nuclear weapons, while at the same time they are hiding stockpiles of nuclear material. Okay. They're hiding nuclear material but telling people in the public that, nah, we don't want no nuclear weapons. We're not into that. They're all about peace and blah, blah, blah. And then this is the same country that Obama strikes a nuclear deal with. Why would you give those guys a deal that lie about having nuclear material? Doesn't make any sense to me. And this is a place that was screaming out, kill Americans, kill Americans. They got it on tape of these people in this country screaming, kill Americans. Some of them prominent people, okay? They got this shit on tape. They're lying about hiding nuclear material, and we strike a nuclear deal with them that could pretty much let them get a nuclear weapon. I mean, I'm kind of glad Trump trashed that shit. That was a good idea to trash that damn nuclear deal, because you don't give people like that a nuclear deal. I mean, the Houthis are against Wahhabism. So that could kind of give you a clear idea of why Saudi Arabia is over there bombing the Houthis. They're against Wahhabism. Saudi Arabia fucking loves Wahhabism. So That's that on that. They've been having proxy wars for a long time. I think they had a proxy war in Iraq. Now they have one in Yemen. It's been going on for a long time. And I remember those hostages that you're speaking of, and that was tragic. But you want to talk about deals. Let's talk about the deal that yo guy struck that you over there praising right now. Reagan, the deal that Reagan struck to get those hostages back. $30 million arms deal. $18 million of that went to the Contra affair, the Iran Contra affair. Shout out to my boy Freeway Ricky. But I think you know the story behind all that. So it's funny that you would bring Reagan up in this conversation when we talking about Iran. But I guess you had to if you're going to break up the hostages. And I get it. You know, that was a bad thing. But we went about getting those hostages the wrong way. And that kind of empowered what you guys are fearing right now. Now, I don't like hearing about Iranians screaming, kill Americans. I mean, I think that's not good at all. So I kind of see what you're saying. But it's one thing that you conservatives tend to forget about. That's in 1988 when we had a warship bomb Iranian citizens, kill like 290 Iranian citizens. 66 of them were kids, dog. 66 kids. Now, can't you understand the animosity a little bit? I think you would get the animosity a little bit. Why they have this foul taste in their mouths about America when we are responsible for killing 290 citizens, 66 of them being kids. I'm thinking that's the number. All right. And they celebrate that shit the same way we celebrate 9/11. So you look at a nation that was attacked by America, and you see them say kill Americans, and you think that that's a bad thing, and I do too. But it's like you don't get it. Now, this nation having that anger for America is kind of similar to a person that's a victim in 9/11. Like I said, they celebrated just like we celebrate 9/11. So go and ask somebody that had a relative die in the Twin Towers how they feel about Saudi Arabia. I think that they would probably feel the same way the Iranian people feel about America. They would feel that towards Saudi Arabia. Just taking a guess, all right? Now, the International Atomic Energy Association, whatever they call, I know in short, I guess you would say the IAE, they confirmed 11 times that Iran is following a deal. 11 times that Iran is following a nuclear deal. And you guys still like, oh, no. And this reports just came out that they are still following the deal, even though Trump trashed it and put sanctions on them. And you know what? Them sanctions might fuck around and make gas go up. It's already hard to get gas out of Libya, Iraq, Venezuela, and Nigeria. It's pretty hard to get gas out of those spots now, and now we're going to make it hard in Iran. I mean, hold up. Wait a minute, bro. Yup. Another war for oil.